This presentation is for anyone who is preparing for an AMEB grade 3 exam, and it can be in any instrument. Even though I'm a singing teacher, anyone who's preparing for a grade 3 exam needs to complete the oral part of the exam. If you are wanting to have some assistance in that, you've come to the right place. The elements that are in the listening exercises, so these are all done orally, all by ear. I'm going to take a while to go through it because there's a fair bit to explain. However, the actual oral part of the exam is barely a minute. It doesn't take very long. Well, it's probably a little bit longer than that, but it takes very little time. Even though this is quite in-depth and fairly detailed, just be reassured that the actual part of the exam, it's not very long. The actual doing of it doesn't take too much time. The first part of the oral exam in the AMEB grade 3 is rhythm. And what you're required to do is listen to the rhythm. The examiner will play the rhythm for you. So they'll actually play a small piece of music. They play it twice, and then you have to clap or tap the rhythm back to the examiner. And you also have to name the small segment of music that you play the rhythm to. You have to state whether it's duple time or triple time, and I'll get into that in a minute. Number 2, melody. So the examiner will play a very short piece, a short phrase of music, combining melody and time. They'll play it twice, and then you can either hum it back, like that, or you can sing it on a vowel. And usually the easiest vowel is like an R. So if it was ah, or you could use an E, any vowel you like, ooh, if you would prefer. But you can choose whether you want to just hum it or whether you would like to sing it on a vowel. Number 3, you are examined on pitch. Now, what happens is the examiner will play 2 notes together, and what they will ask you, so they'll play it twice, and then they ask you to sing either the higher note or the lower note. So it's one or the other, but they'll just choose one, and you just sing whether you can hear the higher note or the lower note of the 2 notes. And then number 4 is pitch again, but this time we're naming intervals. So what they do is they play the key note or the tonic of the scale, and then they play another note above it. So these are all ascending intervals. There's either, and then you have to sing the 2 notes. So sing the lower note first and then the second note. And then you have to name the interval. Now, it will be either a second or a third, which are major second and major third intervals, or a 4th or a 5th, which is a perfect 4th or a perfect 5th. Now, they're the 4 intervals that you'll be examined on. So it's only going to be one of those 4. To complete our rhythm exercise, we need to know what rhythms we've got in the little pieces of music that they're going to play for you. So the first rhythm, we should have a bit of an idea of these by grade 3, but I thought I'd just go through it with you anyway. So the note that's on the screen is a crotchet. Some people call it a quarter note, or it could be called a tar, and that note is worth 1 beat. Most of the time, if you think of a steady beat, you would think of a crotchet. So ta, 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 ta. So that's your crotchet, which is 1 beat, or a quarter note. That's the American way of saying it. Then we have a dotted crotchet. The dotted crotchet, what happens here is we have the crotchet, which is 1 beat. And then if you have a dot next to a note, it tells you, well, it's the note value, which is 1 beat, plus half of the note. So the note is 1, it's worth 1, and then the dot saying plus half of that note. So half of 1 is a half. So this is 1.5 beats. So it's just a little bit more than a tar. So if I was counting with my tar, now it's tar, tar, ta. So it's off the beat in a way. It's a little bit longer. So that's 1.5 beats. Then we have quavers. And you can tell that it's a quaver because it has the beam across it. So this is a crotchet that's been divided into two. It's a quaver, or you could call them eighth notes. And each quaver is worth a half a beat. You've got two there. Each of them is a half. So you've got your tar or your crotchet, which is 1 beat. And then quavers are T, 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 T. So they're faster. And then we have semi-quavers. Now, the difference between a quaver and a semi-quaver is fairly obvious in that the quavers have 1 beam, the semi-quavers have 2 beams. And these are a quarter of a beat, or you would call them 16th notes. So if you have go back to the crotchet, ta, ta, and we go ticka, 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 ticka. So they're faster again. And then our dotted quaver, well, we talked about what a dot does. It adds half to the note. This note is half a beat. You have half of a half, which is a quarter. So it's a 3/4 note. When you think of dotted quavers and also dotted crotchets, it's like the feel is like the note is swinging. If I was to do, so for example, you've got, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. So short and stout is even. Then if we do here is my handle. So we're getting a longer note at the start. Ba 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 da dum ba dum ba dum. So they're not even. That's what gives the music the swing about it. That's a dotted quaver. Now, a minim, it looks a little bit like a crotchet, but because it's empty, it's not coloured in, that tells us it's a minim. And a minim is 2 beats. Now, if we think about our crotchets, we've got our tar. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2. So they're longer. And then again, our dotted minim. So it's the same as a minim, but we have the dot there. And the dot's telling us, what is it? Half of the note, plus half of the note. The minim is 2 beats, and the dot tells us plus half. So half of 2 is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So a dotted minim is 3 beats. Most of the time you'll find that in music that has 3, 4. So it's 3, 3, 3. Okay, so that's a longer note again. Let's have a look at the elements of this listening exercise or exam. The first part of the exam is the rhythm part. And what you'll do is listen to the rhythm and then you clap or tap. I think it's easier if you clap. Then, once you've clapped the rhythm, you also then have to name if it's duple or triple time, and we'll get to that now. The music will either be in 2/4. So the 2/4 is telling us there's 2 quarter notes in each bar of music, and a quarter note is the same as a crotchet or a tar. So there's 2 tars, 2 crotchets, 2 quarter notes in each bar. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is duple time. Duple is 2/4. If you think about it, it feels like marching. My husband plays in a brass band, and their marches are all in 2/4. So you've got 2 legs, you walk in time to 2/4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So 2/4 is duple time, marching. 3/4, now we have 3 crotchets in a bar, or 3 quarter notes in a bar, or 3 tars in a bar. And that means that it's triple times. Think of triplets. So we have 3/4 is triple time, and that feels more like dancing, and specifically a waltz. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it feels like we're dancing. So 3/4 triple time feels like you're dancing. 2/4 duple time feels like you're marching. I know this is an oral exam, so you do the exercises based on what you hear. However, I wanted to show you some of the examples of what they're going to play for you, so you can sort of visualize it a little bit as well. So this first one, you can see we're in 3/4. So this is triple time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play it for you, and then we'll clap it. So this is how it goes. And then they play it again. And then they'll ask you to clap it or tap it. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, 3. Now you can't clap a 3 beat 3 times. You just got to hold it, which is a bit weird because you're not making a noise. Whereas if you were singing, it would have that 3 beat, but you just clap it once. Here's this example number 2 that we can look at now. This is in 2/4. This is duple time. It's marching. So we have ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 2. I'm going to play it. This is what you would hear from the examiner. I'll play it again and try and get that feel of the duple time. 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, da da, 1 and 2, and then you would clap it. So you would clap it 1, 2. Make sure you're practicing along. We're back to 3/4 triple time. Now this one is a little bit unusual. If you have a look here, it doesn't have 3 beats in the first bar. So this is what we call an anacrusis. If you have a look at the end here, we've only got 2 beats here. This is an upbeat into the song, and the last bar has only got 2 beats in it. So we count 2 before we come in. So it's 1, 2, ta, ta, ti, ta, 2, ta, ta, ti, 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 2. Actually have to feel that upbeat, that anacrusis. So I'll play it for you. 1, 2. And then they play it again. And another one to have a look at. This is in 2/4, so it's duple. This doesn't have an anacrusis. You can see there are 2 beats in the beginning. So we have ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, ti, ti, 2. So I'll play it for you. This is how it goes. Okay, and then I'll do it again. And then you're asked to clap it. Sample 1, example 1. This is how it goes. And I'll play it again. Now you try and clap it. And now I'll clap it for you. And this is what it looks like. So we start here. We can see, oh, and it's in duple time. All right, so it's in 2/4. Clap, 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 clap. Now we have sample 2. This is how it sounds. And I'll do it again. Now you try and clap it. Try and clap it. And this is what it sounds like. If we have a look at it, it's in 3/4, so it's triple. And we have ta, ta, ti, ta, 2, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, 2. This is sample number 3. I'll play it again. Now try and clap it. Now, is it duple or triple? Okay, let's have a look. So it's in triple time. And we have ta, 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 2, ta, ti, 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 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is sample number 4. Have a listen. I'll play it again. Try and clap it back. Now, is it duple or triple? Let's have a look. Okay, so it's in duple time. So we have ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 ta, 2. Let's have a look. It's in duple time, and it goes ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 2. The next part of the oral exam is singing the melody, and you're asked to hum or sing a short phrase combining melody and time. Now, as I said before, you can either hum or you can sing on a vowel. Ah or ee, ooh, you choose. Here's some examples to get us into the right frame of mind. We've got 3/4 in this one. And this is a little bit trickier in that you have to get the rhythm, the timing, and the tune as well. So you've got 2 things to do here. So let's have a look. This is going crucis. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 and 1, 2. This is what it sounds like. And they'll play it again. And then you're asked to sing it. Have a go. So you have la 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 la. So that's how that one goes. The next one, we're in 2/4, and this is how it sounds. We'll have it again. And you have a go. So it's la 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 la. So that's how it sounds. Okay, and now this next one that we've got, it has a C written at the start. C means common time, which is the same as 4/4. So instead of 2 beats in the bar, we have 4/4. It sort of has the feel of marching, but instead of every 2 beats, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not quite the same as marching. So this is how it goes. And I'll play it again. Have a go at singing it. This is how it goes. La 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 la. Now, this time I'm not giving you the visual. You're just listening and trying to sing it. So remember, the examiner plays it twice, and then you can hum or sing it on a vowel. This is sample 1. And I'll play it again. Have a go at singing it. And this is what it sounds like. La, la, la. And that's what it looks like. Sample number 2. And I'll play it again. Try and sing it. And this is how it should sound. this is what it looks like. So it's in 3/4, and this has an anacrusis. It has the first beat of the bar there. Sorry, the third beat of the bar. Sample number 3. And I'll play it again. See if you can sing it. This is how it sounds. And that's what it looks like. Now, something to think about. With the oral exam, the rhythm is as important as the melody. So if you're finding that you're having a little bit of trouble with the melody, but you're getting the rhythm correct, and vice versa, then you're more likely to score points. So, you don't give up just because you're having a little bit of trouble with the melody. If you can keep that rhythm going, that goes towards your points as well. And sample number 4. And I'll play it again. Try and sing it. And it sounds like... Most of these are in minor key, which is interesting. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, so we've got all these minor keys in grade 3. The next part of the grade 3 oral exam is another pitch exercise where you hum or sing the higher or lower note within an octave from middle C, and they're both played at the same time. So the examiner will say to you to sing either the higher note or sing the lower note. So, for example, if I play, there's 2 notes there. So if I listen, I've got a da up the top there, and I've got a da down the bottom. Da, bum. So they're the 2 notes. And the examiner will play it twice. And you have to, if they say sing the higher note, you have to sing the higher note. Okay? It's very quick, really. That's all it is. So let's have a listen and try a few. So sample 1. I want you to sing the higher note. So there's the 2 notes, and I'm going to play it again. And I want you to see if you can sing the higher note. Have a go. This is what it is. It's that one. So we've got, they're the 2 notes. La, la. Oh, that's the higher note. So that was number 1 sample. Sample number 2. Try and sing the lower note. The lower note. They're the 2 notes, and I'll play it again. And you need to sing the lower note. Try it. This is the lower note. La. And the high note is la. Okay, so there's the 2 notes. Sample number 3. I want you to sing the higher note. Try and sing it. Is it ah? There it is, see? Ah, and there's the lower note. And sample number 4. Sing the lower note. Have a go. And it's ah, there it is. And there's the higher note. Ah. Number 5. Sing the higher note. And here it is. Ah, that's the higher note. And there's the lower note. Sample number 6. Sing the lower note. I'll play it again. Okay, this is pretty close, so it makes it hard. Try and sing it. And it should be, ah, there it is, and that's the next one is there. It's the lower note. Next part is naming intervals. So we're doing pitch again. What you need to do with this one, you listen to the key note, which is called the tonic. So, for example, if we're in C major, the tonic is C. If we're in D major, the tonic is D. If we're in F major, the key note or the tonic is F, okay? And the examiner will play 2 notes, the key note or the tonic, and then the interval. You actually have to sing the 2 notes and then name the interval. There's 4 intervals that you have to learn for grade 3. So we've got the second interval and the third interval, which is major second and major third. We have the 4th and the 5th, which are actually perfect 4th and perfect 5th of the major scale. So there's 4 intervals we need to learn. And there's some ways to do that. What are intervals? It's just a distance between 2 notes. That's all it is. There's some clues to help you to remember the intervals. Of course, as you get more familiar with the distance between the notes, you start to realize whether they're a second or an octave, but we're not doing octaves at the moment. A 5th is fairly, it's a fairly wide distance. It's 5 notes. For a major second or a second, so I'll do it in C major for now. So if we have a second, they would play this. So they'd play the 2 notes. And the song Happy Birthday helps you with this. So it's happy birthday to you. So it's that da-da-da, happy birthday. So to do this exercise, you would sing la, la, happy birthday. And that's a second, a major second. For a third or a major third, you have your tonic note and then you have the third. So it's the third note of the scale. And if you think of, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints, that's a song. It's an old song, I know, but I think most people would know that. 4th or perfect 4th, you have, that's your tonic note in C major, and then your 4th is this. So it could be, I've got 2 there. You could have, here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Or you could have, Amazing Grace, if you know that hymn. So that's a perfect 4th. And then you have your 5th, which is the widest one that you have to know for your exam. And if you think of twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle is a perfect 5th or 5th. Here's the first one. And then I play it again. And you then sing it. Have a go at singing those 2 notes. Now, what song is that? Do you know what that is? So that's an interval of a third. Oh, when the saints. Okay? So that's the third. This is number 2. So sing the 2 notes. What song is that? Amazing Grace. Which interval was that? It was a 4th. Number 3. Sing the 2 notes. Okay, and what's that song? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. So it is a 5th. Number 4. I think you're starting to get the hang of it, I hope. Sing the 2 notes. Happy birthday to you. So that's our 2nd. Number 5. Can you sing that? La, la, oh, when the saints. 3rd, major 3rd. Okay, and number 6. Try and sing the 2 notes. La, la, twinkle, twinkle, little star. That must be a 5th.